The laboratory assays for that patient show totally negative the STAGO assay for IgG, the GTI, the Diamed one for the Paglia device. It was highly positive with the dynamic assay. Platelet activation assays were borderline, and it was also negative with the HIPAA assay from Andreas Grenacher. Complementary assays where investigations were performed for IgG binding. We confirmed that this patient was negative or borderline for IgG antibodies to PF4 complex with heparin, negative for protamine sulfate antibodies alone of complex with heparin, and this patient was very positive when it was tested to PF4 alone. It is a very rare cases which can be observed from time to time with a weak or negative reactivity to heparin and PF4 complexes and strong reactivity to PF4. And it is very similar to the clinical complications associated with IL-8 antibodies. PF4, there is no evidence that antibodies to PF4 alone pre-existing in the patient are pathogenic by themselves, but when heparin is used in these patients, then these antibodies can become pathogenic by the same mechanism than the IL-8 antibodies, because PF4 antibodies are then targeted to platelets or blood cells. So the interpretation we have at this time, but it needs confirmation, is that this patient had true antibodies to PF4, which pathogenic effect is provoked by heparin. So no pathogenicity in the absence of heparin, pathogenicity revealed when heparin is used. And other investigations were performed by Professor Panzer, who used the patient IgGs comparatively to normal IgGs, and he incubate patient IgGs with normal platelets, and he tests the effect of different agonists. And he saw that the patient platelets in presence, the patient IgGs in presence of normal platelets and heparin induce a high increase of normal platelets binding for fibrinogen and a high increase in expression of P-selectin. So both information being suggestive of some activation capacity of these antibodies on normal platelets only in presence of heparin. And more recently, and this has been now reported as a letter to editor with a group in Strasbourg, and Dr. Desprez. She had also a young girl with a similar pattern, 11 years old, who had a suspicion of thrombosis following a lung infection, and she received heparin, and under heparin she developed thrombocytopenia with cerebral thrombosis, and thrombocytopenia normalized upon withdrawal of heparin. And in this patient also, we notice exactly the same laboratory data, so negative with the conventional assays, positive with the dynamic assay, and only a high level of antibodies to PF4 alone, IgG antibodies to PF4 with an absorbance higher than 3. And this patient now has been followed since this episode, and the last blood collection we had was a few months ago, maybe almost 9 months after the onset, and this young girl now is doing well, so but the antibodies to PF4 alone are still at a significant level, lower than during the acute event, but still at with a positivity of about 1, which is suggestive of true antibodies to PF4 existing the heparin therapy, because in the typical heparin cases, you saw that all antibodies disappear within the next following 100 days. Lastly, also for completing the panel, this specific presentation of delayed onset of heat can also be known when heparin, when heat occurs, far away from the use of heparin, and this is a case which is now very well known by Barkanting. Okay, and following a coronary bypass, you can see the platelet count, and then there was on day 38 rapid platelet fall, with deep vein thrombosis, and the patient was treated with fractionated heparin, which was immediately switched to dextrosulfate before continuing anticoagulation, with this coverage with warfarin. And there are, some recognized cases now with the occurrence of the heat complication at time from the heparin use. Lastly, and before having the discussion, I will summarize my presentation by speaking of the perspectives. So the issues with the diagnosis of heat are here. So there are many issues because there are many other causes in clinical context which mask or mimic heat, such as infections, inflammation, surgery, or at least mimic thrombocytopenia as it occurs in heat, some antibiotic therapies. In some cases, there can be heparin-induced thrombosis without thrombocytopenia, and especially thrombocytopenia can be, underdiagnosed because the patient has a high platelet count of 500-600 or more. There are also some atypical platelet kinetics, and there are also some fast platelet activity assays, and even with the gold standard, in about 1 out of 2 cases, it is not always obvious to have a definite conclusion because the clinical context can affect less or more the assay results. The laboratory assays are definitely useful for confirming the diagnosis of heat, and the best approach is to combine an immunoassay with a platelet activation assay, and the limitation of the platelet activation assay is that some donors are necessary in order to avoid the variability of platelet donors for these assays, and it is better to standardize the assays by the use of washed platelets. And an open question we discussed already is what is the significance of asymptomatic antibodies in patients? So in laboratory assays, which is the role of heparin, so usually unfractionated heparin is used in the various assays, and it is used at low and high concentration, or at a stoichiometric concentration with PF4 that is of 27 units of PF4 per milligram. When an assay is designed, for testing heat antibodies, it is better to use unfractionated heparin because it offers a more broad reactivity spectrum. But now, if you want to check the immunogenicity of heparins, then you will replace unfractionated heparin with the test heparin. And when the standard heparin is replaced with other sulfate polysaccharides, you can use low molecular weight heparin, and probably they are not all equivalent between them, and we know that higher is the oligosaccharide length and higher is the heparin reactivity, but when it is above 14 oligosaccharides, it is rather stable. There is also a positive association with the sulfation grade, and higher is the sulfation grade, and higher is the heparin capacity to generate reactive antigen. And when pentosan sulfate is used instead of heparin, there is the highest reactivity available.